The Thai guy again. That looked way too good.
Mm-hmm.
Enchant.
And Team Liquid, they will end up going for the
Mag?
Enchantress.
Are they just going to be on the Mag train today?
Do you think they'll do a Mag? Yeah, I think they might.
Yeah,
Yep,
they
they will.
This is the thing about these teams. When you have so long to prepare for series, you come in going, we're playing against X team, and this will be the strategy that we beat them with. Or like, it's like the concept.
Yeah.
And right now, Magnus is the concept they're using.
I also feel like, and I've been talking with Brian a bunch about it too, and we've been talking back there, that Magnus feels pretty damn strong, honestly. Like, Shockwave just in lane is so threatening, so powerful. We saw some nice double skewers, nice action coming out. You're always a BKB disable that's coming from that off lane too. And you're always enabling your carry. You got Empower, so it's always going to be something excellent scaling into the late game. I like the approach.
I just love how in every single patch, Magnus starts off not being picked.
Man.
It's either like, so when the patch comes out, this is what happens with Magnus. Oh, he's so broken, we can farm because no one knows what's good or bad. So you go for the guy that can farm.
Yeah.
And then people find out what's good and they go, we don't want to farm anymore, we want to fight, no mag. And then people go to the tail end of a patch or when it's more discovered and go, wait a second, we can farm again. And it's
Farm and fight.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the beauty of Magnus. Every patch always the same. And
wow, they're really just opening up with these carries this time around. And also now they're not going for PA, and this will cover if a PA does get left because he's got the war cry and stuff to be able to always.
But they ban it and respect.
And they ban it anyways. Who cares?
Did they not have the exact same opener when they were playing up against Alliance in Game 3, Team Secret?
They won that game with the Sven, right?
No.
One of the games I remember watching, they did win with the Sven, right?
They won versus Tundra with the Sven.
They won with the Tundra. Okay.
But I like the Sven pick because my concern against and why Fold likes Magnus is because cores don't really want to buy Battle Fury anymore. They want to be active items, like we see Juggernauts going like SMY, maybe a Maelstrom, Ags, and same for pretty much all cores. It's about fighting. And when you get Magnus in the game, it improves that tenfold. So there are a few heroes that innately can farm to the same capacity that an empowered core can. Of course, Sven with the cleave pretty much bridges that gap.
Surprised to see the Centaur ignored then so far, which is no, I think maybe you want to pick Centaur instead of Sven. I wonder, because Sven's not going to get banned.
Oh, potentially. Well, honestly, I think it could have been, for sure. Like, when you think about the cores that have such quick farming mechanics, Sven is up there. And I think that is a team like Secret. They identified their loss comes from the fact that they needed PA to come online and they had to make moves. Like, Sven simplifies the process. So, no, I fully respect this this opening of the Sven.
So there's an easy ban then for Secret, as their third ban will be the Juggernaut, right?
Potentially, yes. I'm trying to think else what really comes into play that is disruptive. PA, we just saw Void work really well. Juggernaut would come to mind if they want to go super high pace. Let me see what they picked last time when they had the Enchantress. Anything specific? Not really. They just keep it pretty open.
Ooh,
and there it is.
There we go. Okay,
that's the adjustment.
Yeah, I like that ban much better than we did see that when we did see that Grimstroke ban.
Yeah.
But Liquid's still going for the same type of style bans, the big counter initiators, right? They're banning out the Phoenix, they're banning out the Tidehunter, these two combo breakers.
To me, though, this is like the beauty of a best of 3 with like tier 1 teams. It's how one team wins going into the next game. They're not changing too much, just picking what's given to them, and then the other team, they've kind of drastically changed up how they're approaching like certain bans, how they're picking new heroes in new phase, and potentially this could be why Liquid is unable to win game 2, is because they are a little bit more happy playing the same strat 2 times in a row, and then game 3, that's when they really bring up. But yeah, it's interesting to see how one team, or Liquid specifically, they align themselves to what works until it's broken. One more ban from Liquid though.
Yep.
Counter initiation is the story of their bans thus far.
And they'll ban out the Centaur still.
So still just
that's nice.
Pushing inside quite a bit there.
Surprise!
So yeah, it's going to be more of aggressive kind of style.
Yep.
Sven can also suffer a bit versus, I think Soulbind is just an annoying ability in general, even when you get BKB, since Sven's big timing is that. I mean, this is just Liquid specialty.
What did they pair up with the Grimstroke? Like, do they pair up anything in particular with that? Because, with the Oracle, we know Lesh is coming. What do we know is coming with the Grim?
Well, the main pairings are already somewhat removed. The PA ban is a key one. I guess Juggernaut's still available for that style of play. A lot of high pace and fight, but when you look at the previous games that they've run, it's only been 3 Grim games so far in this tournament, and it's been a Drow lane, a Jug lane, and a Void lane. Like, these aren't like the most potent of kind of Grim +1. It's more about the game and what it brings.
When you're saying it was a Drow lane, the Grimstroke was played by Quoigfa, so that was a mid-Grim.
Yeah, that's true.
A little different story there. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
No?
Oh yeah, no, I remember what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna say?
Something that we saw previously banned, Tiny, because we haven't seen Sumail on that many different heroes, right? It's
That
basically
is true.
Leshrac,
True.
Hawk, Windranger, Morph, and Tiny. Tiny's still in the pool.
Works
And-
well with it, Grimstroke, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a flex pick, of course, for Liquid as well. m'iCKe can play it. They'll end up going for the Willow on the side of Secret.
I think the main thing here from Liquid is the fact that, unlike other Enchantress players, Tiger often goes for tankiness. He goes for his Solar Crest, he goes for a Pipe, and he's the one face checking the high ground, like he kind of did on the Snapfire, utilizing the blink and getting in the face. And for Secret, they need to make sure they have damage types to deal with Ench coming face checking. That's why they go for a Willow.
They're gonna go
Sven eats through it, and
They go to safe
Juggernaut. Yep.
pick. This is a hero that doesn't, like, Willow doesn't do anything to you. In laning phase, you do not care about Willow at all. So I do like that pick. You're great with the Jug synergy. I like Willow, though, versus that Enchantress. We've seen a lot of times that Ench is just unkillable. I do like to at least go for that. And it's counter initiation. That's one thing, too. It's like you see this RP come out, you just blanket the area with that fear. You can actually cover decently. Pre-BKBs, or, I mean, if there was no spin, Magic Immunity instantly off, so.
But we saw the Jugger coming, so Secret, they have to be prepared for this as well.
And they've got Warcry. Like, Sven can be pretty good versus Sure. You do see, you know, the armor is great, but there's going to be Maelstrom that comes up for the Jug. And now it's 100% like Maelstrom build because you're going to be playing it to Guardian Angel. There's a buffed up Sven.
It's like a traditional counter to Mag Jug. It's like you either have Wyvern for the Cold Embrace and the Winter's Curse, or you just have Guardian Angel on the Omni Knight. Just mitigate the physical damage, pop that ult when they ult, and then turn the fight around.
There's a Dispel, though. Enchantress.
There is.
So that could be, it's only a single target one, of course, but it could be.
It's enough in the RP.
It's enough in the RP for the single target, and that's what they're going to go for. They're going to just go straight for the Sven a lot of times, so.
Get a creep in there too. Maybe if an Ench has the creep plus the Ench, that's now 2. You're looking
Double,
good.
yeah, could be.
But at least Secret, they have the counter. I think the main fear for Secret, even though Omni's a pretty speedy boy, he can be potentially threatened in laning phase, and deaths could occur there. But overall, yeah, they have some responses now.
What if they go for something like an Invoker or Team Liquid? The Quasquack's super valuable for Dispels.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah.
It's actually really, really good versus both Sven and Omni Knight. You remove Warcry, you move Guardian Angel inside the midst of the fights. Also, just EMP versus these tanky strength heroes is super valuable. And Alacrity for Jug. It's all going to be about buffing up, so I think it's a possibility, but we haven't seen Sumail played in some time, I don't think.
The question for Secret, they have the first pick coming out of the ban phase, and it's what do they need? Because they have immense amount of physical damage with Sven when he gets items. They have an immense amount of magic damage with Willow and Snap. So it's not as if they're like needing to kind of fix anything in their draft. If anything, I'd say cheap wave clear is the key thing for them to be able to continuously take fights.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of aligned to like maybe like a Kunkka, in my opinion. Just connect the team fight right now, because they just lack a little bit of that something to glue everyone into the same position and force a fight.
It's a Nisha special.
Exactly.
That's for sure. And it does give you the Rum. Rum buff is always going to be nice versus that RP and everything too.
They're gonna ban the Storm. Right.
Okay.
Which, again, like both teams, they lack clean disable, because you have roots from Willow, you have a cookie, and then it's Sven stun. That's basically Secret team fight.
Windranger at your service.
And they just go,
Windranger!
oh, wow. Well, in that case, I mentioned the lack of stun. That's what enables Windrunner, right? No tower damage and no stuns gives Windrunner a free game, because she doesn't really pressure objectives, and she doesn't really pressure the map too much, so she's more of an AFK style hero until she has farm, but okay. That's fair.
But you're also into the Dispel, like a Windrun. You can be dispelled by an Enchantress, can be very, very annoying. Also, now it's 2 heroes. Like if you do get the Soulbind on Windrunner, as well as like a Sven or something, it's gotta be pretty devastating. It's an interesting pick.
That's the main thing here. It gives Liquid a window of the game to utilize Enchantress to mitigate what Secret has.
Yeah.
This Dispel will destroy in the pickoffs. But when BKBs come into play and the mid-game fights come in, this Ench will just be a tanky hero running around. This Dispel is now out of the window, and Winner will be able to execute whoever she goes on.
That's very true.
BKB +1. So yeah, it does. Secret has just been a lot more patient game. There we have to farm up, and then they'll scale to a happier point. Like unlike the last game where they were always looking like they were on the clock, forcing the play. Like they're not forcing anything right now, because eventually Sven Winona will be the biggest in this game.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, BKBs will be, I mean, that's going to be a big timing. Like it's all, Sven is usually built around like you get your, you get the speed of your items, you get this BKB +1 item faster than the other core. So yeah, Windranger definitely work out there nicely. And they're just going to go for a safe.
Casual DK.
Casual DK. No funny business.
Run of the mill.
Just going to be able to farm in the mid lane very nicely versus Windranger. And it's a hard lockdown. Yeah. And they do have the Grimstroke. There's a lot of times when I don't really like when people just like you double down too much on the Grimstroke combos where it's like you need to get the Doom. This is just a soft commit. You know, it's a Dragon Tail double stuns, gonna be really potent, and now they can actually set a fast tempo on Liquid too. It's got greed with the Magnus to scale, but it's also got a good group up mentality with DK Jug.
Yeah, Secret, I mentioned that they lack wave clear. This Windrunner pick doesn't really help that too much. And now when Liquid, they kind of double down on map pressure with DK, they can easily start pressuring these ejectors. Secret are gonna have to kind of quickly recover the map and then try and take the fight. So yeah, Liquid gave themselves a nice window to play around to punish what Windrunner and Sven need in the game to get online. And it's kind of like the script is kind of flipped now. Because in game 1, Secret was a team that needed to make the moves and they're going to have issues playing later. But now it's kind of the opposite. Secret, the one, they'll happily play so they'll play for the late game. And it's on Liquid to ramp up that tempo and stop Windrunner from getting to the point where she can 1v9 with 3 or 4 items.
The way you guys are talking, though, I'm getting the feeling that you both are favoring Team Liquid's draft in this one.
Not as much as the last game, but still favoring them a little bit. Maybe like 60, maybe 55, 45, 60, 40. Very slight, to be honest.
That's what I was leaning towards.
Well, that is
it's all about the Windrunner, because you know Windrunner they can pop off or they can do literally nothing.
Yep.
So it's basically just
No pressure.
No pressure at all. You either do something or you do nothing on a game.
All right, well, let's find out if Nisha can carry his team to victory then here in game 2. We're heading over to our commentary duo of Cap and Kyle.
You know, Kyle, not to expose you or anything, but after that game 1, took off the headsets and you said, of course we're going to see a game 3. It's Liquid. And I was like, wait, let me look through the history. And yeah, of Season 2 and Season 1, there has only been one 3-game series where Liquid lost the first game and won the second game. Every other series has gone 3 games, which is a lot of them, by the way. They have won game 1 and then lost game 2, and then it's a toss-up from there.
Yep. They can't win game 2s, Cap. That's just how it is.
So, the only times they outside of that one OG instance in Season 1, yeah, they've 2-0'd Hellbear Smashers this season, you know? But, like, every other one is... What is that? There's got to be a reason. That is just not coincidence.
Game 2 is winner bracket.
Okay.
Game 3 is lower bracket. You know, you can't afford to lose again, so it's a little different. As to why they can win the first game, I'm not sure. Maybe it's something to do with their preparation. You know, they've got a couple of great coaches that help out the squad. Notably, they're committing to first 2ing Koifa's hero. I think this is the right move. His pool is a little limited at the moment. He's just switched. And I think that their drafts, you'll notice, are pretty much built around his hero's kits. Whether it's Slaughter or Mag, damage amplification is the name of the game.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
What do you think about this pickup for Sumail, though? Like, Koifa, all right, Yale Faithful, get him those kind of heroes, but Sumail, we've seen him so many times on Leshrac so far for Liquid. Now being put on the DK, it's not really exciting for me, Kyle.
But it's the right pick. And I think knowing Sumail, he'll find a way to make it entertaining for everybody. They'll probably still lose again game 2, but Ember Spirit was the other direction I thought they might go, but I think DK is a stronger pick. They needed something a little tankier, and the point stun is really nice against these backlines, you know, finding the Wind Ranger later on. Also a better laner. Wind Ranger's really annoying to lane against, but DK, of course, with the built-in plus armor, should be just fine at level 3+.
And what do you think about this Omni Knight pickup? I mean, Owen in the back was Omni Knight. What's going on here? But do you have the same kind of reaction? Do you not like Omni Knight core right now?
I think it's pretty solid. I think Zai's probably been watching Sir Action Slack's streams, much like I have. The offlane Omni Knight is definitely something that he's exceptional in. It is.
Okay.
And in theory, it does sort of fit. You know, there aren't many good offlaners, right? We keep talking about Koifa's pool being small. Maybe that's just because the pool itself is small. What have we seen? Centaur, Slardar, Magnus, maybe a Beastmaster here and there. Like, what other... We've seen people forcing Necrophos, LC. I'd rather have an Omni Knight than an LC.
Yeah, it really seems like only China is managing to make Legion Commander look really good.
Yeah.
And in theory, I've always liked the idea of Omni Knight with the Heavenly Grace that they changed, giving you that bonus 32 strength.
Yeah.
If you have a strength 1 position, I feel like that's a huge boon to you, and Sven is going to be one of the best heroes to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Secret might not have been successful so far in Season 2, but you know, this does make a lot of sense. You can see the way it was crafted, because not just the plus damage for the Sven, he'll get the massive status resistance as well. 50 base every level. I don't know, I'll tell you, Omni Knight, it's one of those heroes, it's either never picked or it's OP. There's really no middle ground, the way that the kit's balanced.
TP's out, but the Inkswell came off just in time in first blood for Insania.
Not bad. That's the Grimstroke Juggernaut lane in a nutshell. You just can't really ever beat it.
That being said, Kyle, it does look like Matuma Man's lane is not going so hot. I'm going to assume this is the power of Taiga and his Enchantress and the effect of Impetus. Impetus, man, makes even the tankiest heroes just look... Oh, pull back again. Puppy's in trouble here. The last shot, does he have a Fairy Fire? He doesn't. All he had was a healing cell. Didn't want to pop that. So a second kill now for Liquid.
Yeah, Ench is really nice against the Sven. It used to be a bit better when Impetus was the ulti and then pierced BKB. And that's another kill onto Zai, it appears.
Yeah.
But the Dispel on Warcry is very nice. And I think Taiga is going to have one of those games that you just go off. Wind Run is also dispellable, so the defensive abilities of both cores can be removed easily. And look for Taiga, especially if he gets off to a good start in the laning phase. I think he can really take this one over, and a threat to mid as well. If he saves W, there's no save mechanism for Nisha. He's gonna just straight up die. Pop Wind Run, dispelled, then slowed, he'll go down to a DK +1.
Brambles catches Insania, but he's already dug away through the trees. m'iCKe, he may have gotten some kills, but now they're out of regen, so trading hits with Zai doesn't feel so good. Mid lane matchup is going kind of like you talked about, pretty even so far.
Yeah, that's what we can expect. Oh,
surprise cookie. Koifa is pretty tanky, so he'll survive through this onslaught for sure. But he doesn't have a bunch of regen, so he can't really re-engage to help Taiga too much. All he can do is throw out the Shockwave, but the Impetus shot and another Shockwave perhaps from the Satyr would get him low. Not enough to kill, though. Yapzor. Ooh. Hey. Courier, there goes a magic wand. Bye-bye. Back over to top lane. It looks like they tried to go for the kill and do manage to get it this time on Puppy.
this lane is so strong. Arcane boots already up on Koifa, just spamming spells, and Taiga gets the best creep possible to come pressure a lane with. The Satyr does so much damage with the Hadouken.
And the regen, helped out Koifa and brought some chi back into his pool. He's actually stacking for them so he can clear it with the tornado. Cute play.
Yeah. Dude, Ench is so underpicked. Like, yeah. I think Chen as well. It's these two heroes, you know, there's really 4 or 5 that I think are just going to be staples. You know, we saw TI announced. It's coming. We all know what's on the calendar. Chen, Enchantress, Nature's Prophet, Earthshaker, Wisp. We'll be at every TI. We'll be strong at every TI until proven otherwise. It's been a decade. Oh.
Do you feel like the big team fighters like Enigma and Tidehunter will get more popular? Or do you feel like they're already kind of at their peak?
I think it's situational at the moment. They'll always be valid, but hard to say.
Love this rotation, by the way. Enchantress coming in with an enchanted creep. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're going to go for Zai here. I feel like the Purification probably puts him over the top here. As, yeah, he's more than healthy enough to be able to survive through this.
Oh, look, he got a regen on Sumail, so he can pressure the tower now.
Oh, yeah, they still kept that tower alive. Thanks to all these enchanted creeps that Taiga's bringing, they managed to get the mid tower super early. It's going to cost Taiga his life, and they also managed to get the deny. If they can get Sumail as well, that'd be fantastic. A nice shackle shot. They don't have the damage to back up the disable.
Man, if Nisha hadn't used his ulti at the end there before he went back to base, I think that's a kill on Sumail, because he has the Javelin, so the magic damage procs very effective.
Nice little double bounty rune here. By the way, I'm not 100% certain on this, but I believe runes percolate again.
Percolate?
Yeah, they now increase their cost the longer they sit there. You get more gold out of it. I believe for some reason that changed, because I've noticed when double bounties are set down, you're getting the same amount of gold for both of them, which would imply it's more important about the time than when it spawned, the current time than when it spawned.
Huh.
So just a little heads up for people out there.
It's kind of dangerous though to leave those on the ground.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You don't want to leave things on the ground, Cap. MATU. You can see he's actually skipped Warcry out of fear of the Dispel. I mean, I think most fans probably do, but I think I've seen a lot of 1-3-1s in the past. They'll likely just move to the jungle at some point. Farming quite well top, even down 5-1. Liquid have been successful getting kills up top, but it's really, really difficult to just shut down a Sven.
You want to know how I found that out, Kyle?
How'd you find that out?
I was playing my pub. We were winning the game super hard. Went back to our triangle. 5 bounties sitting there.
Wow.
Picked them all up, and I'm like, wait a minute. These are all worth the same amount of gold.
Yeah. Our observer confirming that in the little info box on the top right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Always love confirmation. 5-1. Net worth very even right now. We may be seeing a lot of good kills all around the map from Liquid. This time it's Secret being able to find the 1-up here. But once again, Liquid getting kills, but not necessarily winning the net worth exchange in the laning phase. It's kind of interesting, especially since they took the mid tower so early. Sure, it was denied, but it's still a little bit of extra gold.
The deny, I think, is what really hurts them in that regard. But the map control will be nice. It just makes it easier for Taiga to play. Has the medallion rush. Now looking to perhaps make a move up on top. Yeah, Sumail's here. You have Empower. Why not just push another tower? But that means Secret, they're likely going to abandon. Sven to the jungle, and I'd assume more heroes towards bottom to try and pressure in return.
But it does mean you're moving a bunch of heroes into a Juggernaut lane, which always
Very
kind of hard to pressure, right? He's one of those like known heroes, Lifestealer Juggernauts. Like it's hard taking his tower because it's hard killing the carry in the first place.
And I like the build. Liquid are going for a much more aggressive strategy in this game. You know, Blink is going to be the item rushed on Sumail. Juggernaut going a Maelstrom. It is the benefit, of course, you have a mag, so you can afford to go for these fighting items because your late game and your scaling won't be punished because you're always going to have free cleave handed to you by Koifa. So I like this. And they also, when they wish, can set up for a pretty easy Roche. A Medallion into Solar Crest Rush will be the choice on Taiga. And then they have Healing Ward. So if whenever they have time, they can just walk into the pit.
TPing up to top lane, seeing if they can punish Sumail here. Never mind, that's 2 supports.
Yeah.
I saw the TP in, and I was like, oh, maybe they're making a play. I didn't think about whose color was who. It's a Snapfire Dark Willow. That's not going to be enough.
That ward Puppy had placed earlier in his own jungle should have seen Taiga place his. Puppy and Kuro, 2 of my favorite 5s to watch ward. They're always really diligent about ensuring that when necessary they place defensive wards. A lot of supports can get caught up thinking that vision across the river is more valuable, but in games like this when you've lost a couple of towers, it's really important to have that.
Sumail's coming,
oh,
and he gets them. The haste rune allows him to catch up. They're going to chain it with the RP. They weren't using him for much anyway. Nisha may still be able to survive here, see if he could juke it out. Doesn't have a TP to go back to base though, so honestly, I feel like he almost needs to die here just because otherwise he's spending a lot of time not hitting creeps. He's going to try for it, pulled back into that tier 2 range. The win run lasting just long enough that only one of the shots goes through to hit him. It's almost enough to kill him. Still has 11 magic wand charges and a fairy fire. This time, if he win runs through, Taiga's going to be able to catch him with the enchant. The shackle shot, he tried to catch him before the enchant, which was a smart play, but sadly, doesn't quite work.
I think Sumail just ditched. He's like just farming mid that whole time.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Omni Slash. Sticks onto Zai, does a decent amount of damage, still has a spin, but Man's going to make sure that m'iCKe does not feel good about going for that kill any longer. They're going to count the healing ward. And Koifa still sitting on the side here, surprises Zai for a second, but he's got plenty of backup. The 2 supports are here. Everybody out! And Zai, one of the downsides of Omni Knight, that's an offlaner without a disabled, so he can't stop Liquid from retreating like that.
That was terrifying. He just got it's a rushed Echo Saber on the Taliban, so he nearly, I think m'iCKe wisely immediately retreated. Otherwise, he almost certainly goes down. Stun lands.
Still gonna go for it, trying to get the chain stun here. The Inkswell will buy Koifa a little bit of space. They don't want to overly commit, but still, Bramble away. Oh, still managed to get him after the skewer. Matuma claims a kill. And they'll go back to chopping away at that tower.
A selfless action empowered his Juggernaut rather than skewering away immediately. Leads to his demise. But it will give m'iCKe that extra farm. Priorities.
I'm just imagining m'iCKe. Bro, before you die, before you go, want to hit me up with an Empower? Taiga doing his typical some big greedy 4-position thing, farming the other side of the map. This is a guy you want to give farm. Sadly, he does go down here. It's going to be traded up for Yapser on the other side. So both of our greedy 4s down another death.
That's a blink reveal on the DK, but they'll take that kill. And yeah, Wind Ranger, quite nice in this game, both against Ench and Jug, because you just channel your ultimate. And later on in the game, I've been convinced slowly by some of the other talent that Wind Ranger is actually better and better in the late game than it was previously, just because of how mobile you are with Wind Run and Ags, and then the threat to always be able to kill an enemy core. Like even an item behind, you can kill an enemy core because of that MKB rush. But we'll see. I mean, Sven, top of the net worth, and MATU, you know, he's played this hero many a time. He understands his position, has the mask too, so not punished for the lack of lifesteal. Should be able to sustain his farm no matter what he takes down, even this big ancient stack.
What is it about Secret that I've noticed that they could be down in kills quite a bit, but they're very efficient with farming. I guess Camp Stacked is pretty good metrics there to show exactly why they're up in net worth despite being down 3 kills and 1 tower.
They play the map better, I think.
Yeah.
You gotta keep in mind Liquid, you know, consider that Wind Ranger kill, right? How much CS time was lost as 3 heroes chase Nisha all through the jungle. This is a Secret lineup that's very good at min-maxing. Their macro, I think, is a big part of the reason they've been so dominant throughout most of this season. Well, not this DPC season, but, you know, the last year and a half.
They've been successful for quite some time. The Terrorize into the Bramble, and Koifa's very dead here. So, a successful smoke gank. Meanwhile, much of Liquid is on the other side of the map. Don't necessarily have... they've got some physical damage. I was thinking about, like, how early can these teams Roshan? Secret, much better at it for sure than Liquid.
Maelstrom completed a BKB rush on Nisha. I think it's the right move. Can't dispel Wind Run through the Magic community, which means that theoretically you can't kill Nisha. Like,
yeah,
you just can't, as long as he gets the BKB off and Wind Runs before.
Oh, the illusion rune disjoining the ranged dragon tail.
Did he mean to do that? He must have.
100% he meant to do that.
Wow. I
mean, maybe he didn't know exactly what was going to be happening, but he hit his panic button.
Indeed.
You know?
Reflexes.
Beautiful stuff.
Okay, he had a little bit of warning.
Yeah.
All right. I've played the reflex game. I've definitely lost a step over the years. There's the trademark Nisha smile. I just outplayed you. His hands weren't even on the keyboard. Cap, what was he doing?
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's hitting neutrals right now, so, you know, who needs to...
I wish I could be so relaxed playing Pro Dota.
Oh, God. Tell me about it.
We tracked my heart rate for a couple of scrims even, and I was spiking up to like 160, 170, and that was when I was in shape.
Do you feel like you were you prone to panic ever?
Wouldn't say panic, but definitely, you know, had the similar mentality and attitude as to when I was playing like more active sports, like, you know, American football and such. But I don't know if that mentality was really suited for esport, to be quite honest. You gotta have ice in your veins to perform with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, you gotta have that, at least for Dota anyway, it feels like you need that cool, calm composure at all times.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
Absolutely.
Let's see, Zai, what's he going for? Solar Crest, big surprise. It's another reason I feel like Omni should perhaps find a place in the meta. Think of the items he buys, right? Soul Ring into Solar Crest, yeah, that's pretty much off-laner special right there, and makes a lot of sense on the hero. Mid, we might have a fight. They're wrapping. Sumail.
Gonna go for Sumail here with Matubman catching Instania in the back line. A beautiful execution by Team Secret as they now look to be able to finish off Sumail. The Omni Slash skewer away. Koifa will protect his team by keeping Matubman at bay. m'iCKe wasn't able to do much damage with the Omni Slash. The Inkswell stunning 2 supports, but again, not much is here. And Insania may just be dying a second time here. The cookie hops him over, and that's a dieback for him. Terrorize, trying to get it out. Beautiful shackle shot from Nisha as Liquid lining up like pins for that one to work out. Koifa, he's going to be run down all the way underneath the tier 2, and if Sumail's not careful, Secret may just run him over as well. They turn back to the tier 1 tower. Great team fight for Secret.
Yeah, they're just way too strong right now, Cap. Excellent wraparound. They force Sumail away, but they, more importantly, get the kill on Grimstroke right off the bat. And the trouble is, Liquid, they just don't have the damage right now. Sure, you have Mag Jug, but consider the HP pools on these cores. Not to mention GA. So just straight up negating RP and potentially the Omni Slash as well. Omni is also one of the old school counters to a Magnus. If you RP and you don't get the Omni, he can remove it. And he can also then just GA. The whole Omni Slash negated. Now what? The damage output disappears. MATU, so long as his ult's running, his damage output is static and consistent. And he's 3,000 net worth ahead of the game. 4,000. It's huge.
In some ways, it feels like Team Liquid. I mean, isn't their lineup? I know they've got Mag, and so they've got this Empower, but like, shouldn't Sven out-carry Juggernaut?
Oh, yeah.
So this is just going to get worse and worse, right?
I think with the Omni as this sort of I win card. Oh, God.
Matubaban, what happened to you?
That's the...
You got a grudge against Insani or something? That's 3 kills in a row for him.
And also just want to shout out to any of you Pup Stars watching. Notice the lack of a Midas in Matubaman's inventory. Didn't buy a Midas. He went for battling items. His net worth still fine, still on the top of the charts.
But if he had a Midas on top of all the kills and CS that he had, he would be even higher. Kyle.
That's true. Might not be 6-0 though. And deaths unfortunately do detract from your investments. m'iCKe is gonna get out of here, but a long TP.
Yeah, seriously, the shackle shot almost caught him because he TP'd onto a shrine.
Old shrine duration TP would have got him 6 seconds versus the now 5. Yeah, you said major damage issues on Liquid.
Yeah, seriously. Look at Insania. 4th death in a row at the hands of a Matubaban. It just won't stop.
Yeah. I love this. I love this Sven build. Just all in on the move speed. No blink either. Just straight up damage output. And the data list is just such a sick third item. Nobody on Liquid can afford evasion. He's going to walk up, stun somebody, and crit him to death. Yeah. By far the most damage per gold efficient item on a Sven, because you get so much plus from your ultimate.
Yeah, to add to what you were saying about like him just no blink or anything, just running at people, he is ignoring status resistance thanks to, or a bunch of stuns thanks to status resistance from Zai, and then he's also got the cookie to help him get a little bit of extra mobility and a bit of a chain stun as well. So he is fully taking advantage of his allies toolkit as well. See, Taiga has indeed been playing the top half of the map this entire game, pretty much.
Yeah, but typically Liquid's able to exert a little more pressure on the map. You know, just check out Secret's warding. You can kind of see the way this game is going. They are firmly rooted in Liquid's side of the map at the moment. So no one can really play up here with Taiga and use the space that he's making. Sure, m'iCKe, he can farm this jungle, but it's only because Secret have chosen to run at the other side of the map. But for now, oh, hang on.
I mean, he's just going to be forced to spin TP, just like we saw Deja Vu a minute and a half ago.
Yep. And I was talking about how the Mag just sort of removed the damage issues Liquid might run into, but I think I might have been mistaken. The Omni Knight covers you in the team fights, and farming speed-wise, Sven needs no Empower to be able to clear jungle plus wave super efficiently. Sumail has Blink and Halberd. Those are very, very low damage purchases. You just don't kill the Secret lineup for now. Maybe a big Grimstroke ulti into a double stun. We've seen 1 RP, it only landed on a single hero, so magic may still happen, but I say that with some trepidation because this is Liquid and it is game 2.
Yeah, with the lineup that was supposed to take over the game a bit more than they have. And now a Daedalus, boy, the big hitting
21 minutes
keep rolling in for Secret. Yeah, this is looking like, unless something dramatically changes here, as Taiga does manage to...
Well, he took the outpost.
He did.
They took it back.
They literally got nothing out of that because the experience that outpost gives you happens on the minute.
Yep.
So it didn't even deny 40 experience, I think.
Yeah, and now I think if you're Secret, you just walk down lanes.
Yeah.
This is the power of the draft. Like Zai, he just solar crests his Sven, and MATU says thank you and hits buildings.
Gonna catch him this time. The Terrorized to chain up with the shackles.
And Nisha is not even necessary, so he's just continuing to hunt. Has the Grove Bow.
Is it just the BKB winner? Like, I feel like Liquid should try and punish Nisha's solo plays eventually, or maybe they can punish Matumba Man. He does have an Aegis, but there's nobody around.
There's a Zai.
He doesn't have BKB. I think he's just dead. Underneath the tier 2, they're going to make sure of it too. They throw down the RP. Zai's coming in. Soulbound up. Silence does manage to get off the Guardian Angel and turn around. The damage coming out, but the Skewer will hold the Matumba Man Sven in place long enough. Nice blink away from Koifa as well. An opportunity to change the fate of this game, perhaps, for Liquid. Been killing the carry, dead for 50 seconds. So let's see what they can do with this.
That's a sick play. Like, man, Koifa, you talk about how is he adjusting the offlane? That was nasty. Their only real opening, they not only kill a core, the one with the Aegis, turn the game on its head, and now they hunt. You don't have RP, but you still have DK form if you can find somebody else.
Yep, he's speedy.
There's a clutch silence from Insania to prevent the immediate GA and cleanse from Zai's Omni.
Yeah, I mean, like Koifa, he had to skewer at the last second there just to prevent Matumba Man from wiping him out. What a world of difference it would have been if there was a faster Guardian Angel at play.
And the one benefit, though, this is why Ench traditionally always quite nice against Omni Knight, is that you can dispel the GA, and of course, Impetus pure damage goes through the Guardian Angel itself, even if you don't remove it.
Yeah.
So Taiga is really, I think, the one to watch from the side of Liquid.
Do you think he's made that call too? That's why he's been farming top so aggressively and stuff. He's like, guys, if we're gonna win this game, it's gonna be me carrying it.
Yeah. I really do. He's even getting a Witchblade. He has the Dragon Blade. He just got a Grove Bow. This is actually the dream for an Ench, the ideal neutral item.
Does mean Secret are going to have to be very careful when they do push high ground, because it still looks like Team Secret's going to be controlling the map. They may be the ones pushing high ground first, and that's probably where Enchantress is going to be the most deadly.
That was the first Roche, right? Yeah. So the second Roche is actually pretty big here. Liquid would love a shard for their Juggernaut, because effectively just the extra gold and more so the damage output, because he's going that build as is. Manta into Scotty, it appears. But the shard would be very nice.
How does Team Liquid itemize to deal with this Sven? Because obviously, like, he's going to be a problem for the rest of the game. He's 100% online. He's going to have a Satanic soon.
Hard to say. So the Halberd is nice. It limits 2Mel's damage output, but at least it gives you a tool you can perhaps get a disarm off as he opens. You got to run from his TP though. Maybe this is a better answer, Cap. As you watch 4 Liquid heroes retreat from a lone Sven TP. That's how you handle him. 4 staff's quite nice for that reason. Yules are okay if he continues to play without a BKB.
Think you still get the Aghanim Scepter and the Shard on Sven? I mean, it's still an incredible tool, right?
It's pretty good.
Or is it one of those things maybe you don't get it because you're going to rely on Roshan to give it to you?
Yeah, I don't think you can invest your own gold in it until you're more slotted, but it allows you to continue scaling for sure. They're not bad to have. I think the Aghanims, you know, it's not as broken as it used to be. Sven doesn't get picked as much anymore because you can't just, I don't even know what to call it when he picked up Aghs previously. You would just get its second item and like force jump onto your enemies to crit them in 2 hits, but still solid. The Shard is pretty okay in a game like this because it would force Koifa to be on the ball with his re-empowers. Could consistently purge it off of enemies.
Yeah. Purge off Inkswell, perhaps.
Lower cooldown, too, is not to be discounted.
Man, Matumba Man must be just loving this game. Like, the way he's just been able to, so early on, as a carry, just run around fearlessly.
Yep.
Only time he's really been caught was when he was totally isolated underneath a tier 2 tower. Oh, they're gonna break the smoke, but it's no, it is. I thought for sure Samael wasn't gonna get there in time, but he does. The BKB is gonna go off on Nisha though, and this is where, Kyle, you were talking about.
Yep.
This combo makes him invulnerable to Liquid.
Yep, there's just not a damn thing you can do.
Samael's still gonna try and maybe catch up. Now he gives up on
No,
the
you
chase.
can't. He's too fast.
Yep.
You've got 100 to 0, or it's just not going to work. So they're going to need to be on point with the ink swell into Dragon Tail. Has to be pre-applied.
And it is worth noting that the new BKB means that it's a lot less punishing to be forced to use BKB in those kind of purely defensive scenarios. Uh-oh. He's going to get caught by Matumba Man, perhaps blinks away before anything happens. But Matumba Man, I'm surprised because I knew he had that haste rune. So I thought maybe they'd still go after him.
No. Oh, well, nice. We're going to see this fight one more time. So MATU got the jump on Insania, the buyback immediately, but it doesn't really matter. The
Oh,
fight
these are
breaks down.
all of Insania's test to Matumba Man.
Ah. He keeps dying in the same place.
Production or memers, man. I mean, it is kind of in the same kind of rectangle. Yep, Insania's probably not a happy boy with that one. Of course, we are paused right now. That's why we're going through the memes. As you can see, Insania is suffering in net worth due to constantly being hunted down, persecuted by...
That was such a sick play. Yeah, look at this. So the blink, immediate shockwave skewer. Like, no time for MATU to react. Immediate Sumail stun. And Zai's just... I don't even think you can react. And you'll notice on his equipment now, he has a blink dagger. I think mostly because of his experience right here. Where he realizes, yeah, if Liquid make this play, I need a blink. Because they have too many tools to reposition. Even the second skewer that comes out. And that's a very much a
Yeah.
I feel like that he's just missing that little piece of alfalfa to chew
Yeah.
on.
Taiga again.
Wait, is this a replay? Oh, live. Unfortunate.
I'm struggling to understand the importance of taking this outpost. Believe me, like, I feel like outposts are not taken seriously enough, but like this is just suicide.
Oh no. Liquid?
Oh dear, they're about to get sandwiched hardcore. The damage already come. Oh, Koifa didn't get hit by that one. Now the spin TP away. That's going to be successful as well. Koifa, I cannot believe he did not get hit by that fire glob.
That was too close for comfort.
I mean, I thought that was very smart. Lead off with the damage to make sure the blink dagger can't go off, but it just barely missed. Puppy.
This is a great now Satanic on MATU. So the thing about the Sven is you can't kill him, you can kite him, you can control him. You gotta find the supports, but the trouble you have is that Wind Ranger in itself is also a threat because a shackle from Nisha will force some core. Like, he'll kill anybody if they don't have some sort of escape mechanism. And I actually think Liquid, you gotta be watching Taiga. His damage output is gonna be pretty insane, and the purge, if it could still remove Satanic, I'd say he'd be feeling a lot better, but it's really tough to actually deal enough damage to kill the Sven. I think he just has to come last. Like, just kite him. That's really your hope here as Liquid. They're gonna try and force a Roche. No real hard initiation from the Sven, so...
This is bold from Liquid, that's for sure, especially since they have Power Shot to be able to reveal. Jump forward from Sumail.
Nice cleanse.
Poking at Puppy, nice stun, Curse Crown, Sadie at the start of the fight. The Soulbind onto 2, but the Terrorize is preventing them from doing much about this. The BKB going off, and actually the Wind Ranger into trouble. The Wind Run's barely gonna go off with Guardian Angel as well. Nisha playing around with trying to get around Liquid members, but he's gonna be Omni Slash to finish him off. That means Matumba Man does have a little bit more room to operate. They're gonna stall out Liquid though.
He does not have a buyback.
Is now back up. Nukes are coming in. He's stalled up Matumba Man, but now he's going to activate that God Strength, and now they have to kite Matumba Man, but he is ripping into Sumail. That damage was intense against a hero that had so much armor. Koif almost getting caught, but he managed to skewer up the cliff. Let's go back into the Roshan pit, says Matumba Man. And he will finish off, get the Aegis Shard and Cheese. Back into play they go, but this is insane. m'iCKe, he will take all challengers right now. The RP just to be thrown down, and they do manage to finish off Puppey, but still, they're really going to go for this one. They have to try and go for the kill on Zai while kiting out m'iCKe. Koif almost getting 3-shot, 4-shot rampage for him. Samael doesn't have damage left anymore. m'iCKe, double rampage for him. Zai, he's just slowing him down at this point and let m'iCKe do the work. Double rampage for m'iCKe.
Yeah, you should tip the man. And it's maybe we should just keep the single.
Nobody did damage but him.
16,000 almost compared to the rest of his team is what, like barely 3K?
Yeah.
That's the strat for Team Secret. Buff the Sven. He needs no assistance really. Other than that, Zai, Solar Crest, give him the extra strength, which is also then bonus damage.
Give him the attack speed that he needs for...
Oh, it's so good to Sven too, because the God Strength, remember, it's only base damage.
Yep.
So if you get the Heavenly Grace and then pop ultimate, well, I guess it just doesn't matter when you have it, but as long as you have the Grace on you, it's plus 32 strength, which becomes plus 200% bonus damage. So let's call it 100 damage. It's not bad.
Not bad at all, and it's going to be at least 2 lanes of barracks.
You just got an AC.
Team Liquid, I honestly don't know how you stop m'iCKe.
You don't.
Like 50% God Strength damage, minus armor from the AC. Like, he was 4-shotting people before. Like, now
I just love
he
this build.
legitimately 2-shot them.
Like, he just went all in on damage, and his team just kind of covers it using the Sapphire to help him from getting kited. Zai just buffing him at all times. So he's not really a target, but he's the only target for Team Liquid. He's killing all of you.
Managed to get the shackle shot. Going for the chain stun. Inkswell doesn't quite land. They're going to have to retreat back to their fountain. Look at the pure damage, though, doing a decent amount of work, but look how quickly he healed.
Koifa.
Satanic in one swing. Oh, Jesus, Samael. His bonus armor is not allowing him to survive against m'iCKe, man on man. m'iCKe. Yeah. They're trying to put a stop to this guy, but they just can't. They're not even putting a dent in his armor at this point. Chain setting up. Very nice from Puppey. m'iCKe doesn't have the God Strength anymore, so the damage is a lot less. The Omni Slash are going to bounce over to the Wind Ranger here, but onto the Mega Creeps. That limits most of the effectiveness there. Koifa still managed to get the RP. Doesn't have a skewer to toss him into the fountain. So they don't really have a hope of stopping the Sven, so it's pretty much the Toilet Bro show going on here, and that'll be GG. Sure enough, Liquid, true to the prophecy, will drop game 2. We're gonna go to the full series now.
Yeah, I mean, it just... Even the Titan Sliver at the end there, so much status resist, plus the Heavenly Grace. That DK stun lasted for less than half a second. You can't control the Sven. He's running too fast.